Welcome to video number 42, everybody, and Happy New Year. I haven't seen you guys in a while. It's the first video of 2023. I have an awesome video planned for you guys today. We're going to visit an abandoned reptile breeding facility over in Florida. I'm going to get into that, and I think you're going to really enjoy that footage. I want to talk to you guys. My last video I did on Boelens pythons, and I got a lot of questions about, is the price of Boelens, I went into pricing on Boelens pythons, and people were asking me about, their care, just general care. So I want to just go over a couple quick things about caring for Boelens pythons. I think you're going to find they're actually pretty easy to keep. And the last thing I want to talk about today is probing emeralds and chondros. When is it safe to probe both emerald tree boas and chondros as far as size and age? So I want to get into that as well. But right now, why don't we just jump into, we'll start with the Boelens pythons. Hey guys, I want to talk about just some basic general husbandry for Boelens pythons. Now, admittedly, while I only had this pair for, say, a couple months, I had raised Boelens from babies up until 2 years old in the past. So what can I tell you about them? People think they're kind of difficult to keep because I think we're thinking about breeding Boelens pythons. As far as breeding them, that's a completely different thing, right? So we know they're very challenging to breed. That has been done in captivity, as I mentioned in the last video, but we're not breeding them consistently. But as far as just general husbandry, raising Boelens pythons from babies to adults, if you've been keeping something like a carpet python, I'm not going to say as simple as a ball python, but it's like a carpet python where they just need a little more humidity than a ball python. They're pretty simple to keep. I mean, I keep them very much the same way as I would my carpet pythons. I keep them, these are being raised in tubs right now. They're going out of tubs into their new enclosures very soon. There's a 2-year-old male right here. The smaller one's a 1-year-old female. They're going to larger enclosures very soon. In a larger enclosure, I would keep the cooler side on, say, 75 degrees. I'd give them a basking spot of, say, 84 to 85 degrees. In tubs where they're currently being raised, I'm keeping the hot spot 83, 84 degrees. And they can get, in the front of the tub, it's a pretty large tub, actually. It's a big ball python tubs. They can get as cool as, say, 78, 79 degrees in those same tubs. Very tractable animals. I've heard of Boelens being aggressive. I've never witnessed that myself. I've had quite a few over the years. These are super tractable, as you can see. So again, basic husbandry of a Boelens python, really not that complex, slight humidity, not high humidity, just slight humidity. And super tractable, and again, very much like a carpet python, and not at all. I just don't think they're complicated to keep at all. So hopefully you guys get the opportunity at some point to keep them, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Another question I get all the time is, how old does my arboreal need to be before I can probe it? How big does my arboreal need to be before I could accurately sex it? So I'm going to give you a general rule of thumb right now. Let's talk about emerald tree boas first. This happens to be an Amazon basin emerald tree boa. This animal was born September of 2021, so that puts it at, about 16 months old, right? I probed this animal out 4 months ago, and I accurately probed it as a male. Put it down, maybe you can get a better picture of it, nice and still. So let's talk about emeralds really quickly. When emerald tree boas, whether it's a basin or a normal, are born, or northern are born, some people look at them and they get frustrated because in the ads they're not probed. And so they're not probed, again, 2 reasons, guys. Because the first is, at that size, they're just still really small, and they have prehensile tails, and it's really easy to do damage when the animals are that small. But even more so than that, it's really difficult to probe them accurately when the animals are that small. That's why most people simply wait. In the case of northers and basins, they simply wait a year before they accurately probe them and before they sell them as sexed animals. So that covers emeralds, and that's why I think on emeralds you should always wait at least a year personally. And the same rule of thumb for green tree pythons. You guys watch my channel, you know that I bought a total of 7 yellow maniquari babies. These were imported from Indonesia back in February of 2021. This is now a 1-year-old. This one exactly just turned a year old maniquari green tree python. I sold one of them off. That left me with 6 of them. I probed these all just yesterday, and this is the only male. I had a ratio of 1 male and 5 females on these maniquaris, which I was super happy about. So probing chondros, right? We know as babies there's no way to probe them. You absolutely never, under any circumstance, want to pop a green tree python ever. Okay, you just don't want to do it. This is a year-old animal. I know at a year-old I can confidently sex it easily. I can easily determine whether it's a male or female at this size, and more importantly, I can probe it safely. Again, prehensile tail. I don't have to worry about doing any damage to that tail. And some people go, hey, you know what? I probed an animal when it was 4 months old, 5 months old. I did no damage. Well, I don't think that's always accurate, because a lot of times the damage will not show up on the animal till many months later as the animal starts to put on size. So again, simple rule of thumb, guys. I know we're all anxious. We want to know what sex we have of our arboreal, right? Especially because it takes so long to raise them. them, and they're so expensive. We want to know exactly what the sex is. But the reality is, it's just under any circumstances, it's always best to wait minimally 10 to 12 months, whether it's an emerald tree boa or a green tree python, to probe it. Okay, so visiting an abandoned reptile importing facility or breeding facility. I'm going to let the video that you're about to watch speak for itself, but the only question I want to answer for everybody watching, because I know everybody's going to have the same question, what is happening with all those cages? There are literally dozens, I don't know, probably over 100, just 36-inch, 48-inch Neodesha cages. There are tons of racks. So what happened with all those cages? Very simply, my buddy who owned the property sold the property with all the contents included. So I don't even know who the new owner is, guys. I have no idea who it is because my buddy is over in New York and the owner is in Florida, and we have no idea who it is because it was all done through a realtor. So if you're looking to buy these cages that you're about to see in this video, unfortunately, I'm not able to help you with that. If I was able to grab some of them, I may have, but unfortunately, they're down in Florida. There was no cost-effective way to bring them up to New Jersey. So anyway, enjoy this video. It is literally a reptile importing facility stuck in time, and it was pretty creepy checking it out. So enjoy the video. So we are in Fort Myers, Florida today. This is South Florida, and this was actually a big hurricane in this area back in September. And we're in front of what used to be Westwood Acres Reptile Farms. I'm going to take you guys on a tour. It's now defunct. It's no longer in business. But what's really cool about it is it's just loaded with a bunch of reptile history. I'm going to take you, there's no power here anymore. So you can see it's really rural, it's really overgrown. The hurricane came through, but what's really cool about it is you're going to be able to see the structure itself, where they kept all the animals. They used to breed stuff. This was a big importer back in, again, the 2000s. And I'm also going to show you guys, it's like I said, tons of old Neodesha cages and racks. And it's pretty amazing. It's like a walk through a museum, walk through history. So I thought you guys would really enjoy taking a tour today. So let's go check out the old Westwood Acres Reptile Farms. All right. So as we walk down this driveway, it really is a driveway, despite how overgrown everything is. And I was here back in the 90s when this place first opened, and it was pretty awesome. The owner cleared all this land. There's, I don't know how many acres are here. There were sulcata pens, and now it's just wild, overgrown Florida, but it's pretty awesome. Yeah, off to the right here, that's where all the sulcata pens were. And what I'm going to do is bring you guys right up to the building itself. The owner had this building constructed, and like I said, there's no power in it anymore. It's kind of creepy being here, I'll be honest with you. So you keep going all the way down this driveway. Here is where the person who actually used to run the farm used to live. There's a little road down here, and there's a trailer down back in these woods. I can't imagine living back here. I mean, it is pretty, like I said, creepy and pretty rural, but unfortunately it's, you know, back in the day it was not overgrown like this. So here's the building itself. And again, has no power, so I'm going to take out the flashlight. But as I was just walking through, I'm like, I think you guys are going to really enjoy seeing this. These old type cages, these old racks. And for you guys who are newer in the hobby, you're going to get a real kick out of it. So, make our way through here. And here we go. Through the front door. Into the old Westwood Acres Reptile Farms. This was the front office when you walked in. So you can see some old tubs there. Used to breed Gilas in those tubs. Tons of bearded dragons. In this area, as you can see, it's pitch black, guys. I'm going to try to show you. It's like I said, it's pretty creepy. Nobody has lived here or been in this place for many, many years. Old refrigerator. So here's an old pen they used to keep sulcatas in as well, indoors. And the cool thing about this was going to be all indoor enclosures for reticulated pythons. Unfortunately, they closed the doors before they were able to do that. But there's an office over here. Not an office, I guess, where people could sleep. A little kitchen area. Just filled with mold right now. Just a bunch of crap thrown around. But I think this is what you guys are going to enjoy seeing, this part over here. So you come into room number one. This was the venomous reptile room. And look at all these old, you guys who've been doing this for a long time, you know the old Neodesha cages. These are all like 36-inch Enclosures. This was all loaded with venomous animals at one time. Probably there were over a couple hundred at one time. Just an old rack. More Neodesha cages. Slop sink. And again, like I said, guys, I'm sorry about the lighting, but there's no power in this building anymore. And here's an old rack itself that used to be just loaded with shoe boxes. And look at this. A whole nother wall of just all Neodesha cages. Man, I don't even know if these things are, I'm sure they definitely work. They just need to be cleaned up, but I'm not sure what the current owner is going to do with all this stuff. And let's just walk in. It's just pretty cool because room after room. Here we go. Room number 2 here. Look at this. Neodesha cages everywhere. There's not been animals in these cages for probably well over, I don't know, 10, 20 years at this point. Tons of racks, again, water bowls. I mean, they just closed shop and pretty much everything stayed frozen in time. Look at these old Neodeshas on their side. It's just crazy. I'm in Florida, but you know what? If there was an inexpensive way to get this stuff out of state into the hands of people who I'm sure you can use some old Neodesha caging, they all seem to be functional. It'd be great to do it. Here's another room. This is like room number 4, basically. Look at this. Whole thing, guys, full of racks. They used to keep babies in. They used to import thousands of babies from West Africa, ball python babies. So like I said, it was a major import place and breeding facility as well. It's just crazy, just thinking that all this stuff was just left here like this. More Neodesha cages. Look at this, you guys. More racks. Let's see what else we could find. It's pretty creepy, man. I'll tell you that. And this is the last room. Okay, this is where they used to breed rodents. Check this out. I don't know what the hell I'm going to find in here. I heard a noise before, man. It just creeped the hell out of me. Old bathroom back here. Tons of tubs everywhere. Yeah, it's just... I hope you guys are getting a good sense of it. Here, let's walk out. What's in here? Look at this, guys. More. Just more old. Look at the old Neodesha arboreal cages. I'm sure you guys have a lot of them. Wait, check this out. Holy crap. Some kind of eggs that were left here. I have no idea what kind of... They look like they're pretty round. They look like they might be tortoise eggs. More old Neodesha cages. Another slop sink. It's a shame because this place, especially in the last 10 years with how far reptiles have come, it could have been something pretty awesome, but it just wasn't in the cards, I guess. We were in there already. So now I'm going to take you guys back out of here. Can't get a size of the sense of this building, guys, but it's pretty huge, man. Back in the day, it was pretty huge. This was going to be all indoor reticulated python enclosures. That's the office. And you know what? I got to get out of here because it's pretty stuffy in here. How do I get out of here? All right. Sweating my butt off coming out of there. Holy crap. You guys can see just behind me just how just rural this place is again. But so that's it, man. This is back in the early 2000s. This is the old Westwood Acres Reptile Farms, which is now defunct, unfortunately. And God, I'd love to have something like this. I wish it would have taken off, but it didn't. And anyway, thought you guys would enjoy that tour and enjoy seeing especially those old Neodesha cages. They bring me back 30 plus years ago in this hobby. So, all right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that tour. And by the way, this is Seal. That's right. I name my animals now. You guys have a problem with that? This is Seal. She's a 2020 Amazon Basin female. And she's just awesome. Let me turn her around for you guys so you can see how pretty she is. That wraps up video number 42. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not done that already. And most importantly, do not forget to donate to USARK. And if you're an annual member of USARK, don't forget to renew your 2023 membership. Whether you're a gold member, silver member, or just paying a minimal amount every month, I know USARK appreciates it, and they need our support more than ever. So hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys shortly with video number 43.
Who has the best YouTube channel? Me